Hi, Core Collaborative family. My name is Carrie Symons, and I'm a consultant with Core Collaborative, and I'm here to provide you with a Lunch and Learn episode on how to take a nourishing breath. And it sounds rather simple, but I think sometimes we assume we know how to breathe when really there are ways to breathe that can help us reduce our anxiety and calm our minds. So I'm going to do that, and I just want to give you a little preview or preface as to how I came about really appreciating the effects of breathing and mindfulness in yoga. So at the end of my third year of teaching in Denver public schools, I had gotten to a point where I was really pretty burnt out, and it was obviously quite early in my career. And so I knew I had to do something for myself to keep myself going. And I started to practice yoga. And that was in 2003. And I've been practicing yoga ever since. And I became a yoga teacher in 2005. And I really have relied on it as a practice in my life to keep me going as an educator. Now I am working as a professor of teacher education here in Michigan at Michigan State University. And I find that it's essential for me to keep myself centered so that I can continue to do the work of teaching. And I feel like at this point, teachers need to be nourished as well, not just because of what we're going through with COVID-19 and being quarantined, but also because the work we do is incredibly hard, it's vulnerable, it's demands all of our energy and much of our time. And so as much as we can take care of ourselves, I feel like we should. So this is a little bit for you to just stop and take the time to nourish yourself in a really simple way, and in a way that you can do at any time, anywhere, and no one even needs to know that you're doing it, because it's simple as taking a nice deep 3-part breath. The 3-part breath is part of the tradition of yoga that I was trained in, and this is Ashtanga yoga. Ashta means 8, and Anga means limb, and that is the 8-limbed yoga. And one of those limbs is pranayama. Prana is the life force energy, and yama is translated to a restraint or an observance. And so when we practice pranayama, we are practicing breathing exercises in a particular way so that we can observe the breaths. And the foundation of all pranayama is the 3-part breath. And so to illustrate this, I'm going to use a glass of water, and I'm also going to show you on my own torso what the 3-part breath looks like. Okay, so when we breathe, many of us breathe up here in the chest. So even when someone says take a deep breath, we tend to go, right, we tend to breathe from here. And you can just be mindful of this yourself. Maybe you've noticed this before in your own breathing. Maybe you haven't. Maybe this is the first time you've even stopped to think, where do I breathe from? This breath can be practiced by anyone. You don't have to have any prior experience in pranayama, meditation, or yoga. So I'm going to adjust my camera here a little bit. All right. So here, even more. Here is my abdomen, okay? And here's my chest. And you can do this too with me. Put one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. And when I take the 3-part breath, and just watch right now, when I take the 3-part breath, I think of it as filling up a glass of water. And what I'm doing is filling up my torso with air. So instead of water, I'm talking about air, and instead of a glass, I'm talking about my torso. So I exhale all the air, and when I inhale, I start with the abdomen, I can feel my belly come out and then my chest. And then I hold the breath for just a second. And then when I exhale starting with the chest. Draw the belly button toward the spine. So it's 3 parts in that it's belly, mid-torso, chest, and hold. Okay, so when I say 3 parts, I'm talking about the parts of the torso: belly, mid-torso, chest, or upper chest. And let me show you this in a glass of water, because a visual can often be really helpful. So this is what the inhale looks like if we were to imagine it in a water, as water in a glass. So, to hold it way down here so you can see. Okay, so here we go. Belly, mid-torso, chest, hold. And now you have to use your imagination. Imagine there's a hole in the bottom of the glass as we exhale. So as we exhale, the water slowly goes down, starting at the bottom as a hole, so you'll see the level of the water go down, and instead I'll just drink it down. So breathing then mimics the sensation of filling the glass or filling the torso with breath and then releasing the breath. Okay, so from bottom to top and from top to bottom. So I invite you to practice this with me. I'm going to once again adjust the camera so you can see my belly, my chest. Okay. And if I turn to the side, you can even see how the breath moves its way through the torso. So I'm going to, it's a little hard with a bulky sweater on, but you can kind of see it move. Okay, so 3-part breath. This is the foundation of all pranayama, so we've got to learn this one first. So first thing I want you to do is just put your hand on your belly, and we're just going to practice the belly breath by itself. So exhale all of your air, bring your belly button towards your spine. And now just inhale into the belly and exhale. So just belly. We're just isolating belly. Little breaths. These aren't super long. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more inhale and exhale. And now we're just going to breathe into the chest. Okay, so this is where most of us normally breathe. Exhale all of the air by drawing the belly button toward the spine. Inhale, chest. Exhale. It's hard to do after you've focused on the belly. Try to inhale just in the chest. Exhale, chest. So you can feel the rib cage expand. Shoulders up into the back even. Exhale. One more. Inhale, chest. Exhale, chest. Okay, very good. So now we're going to put it all together and practice the 3-part breath. Exhale all of the air from the belly button to the spine. And now we're going to inhale belly, mid-torso, chest. Hold for 1 second and exhale, chest, mid-torso, belly. All the way to the spine. Belly, mid-torso, chest, Ribs expand, completely full. Exhale, chest, mid-torso, belly. Again, inhale, belly, mid-torso, chest. Full glass of water. Exhale, chest, mid-torso, belly. Belly button to the spine. Now release your hands and do it without your hands. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Again, inhale, belly, mid-torso, chest. Exhale, chest, mid-torso, belly button to the spine. And relax. Breathe naturally. And as you take that inhale for that natural breath, just notice how it feels to breathe naturally now. You may have experienced some congestion in the chest. It's often common to cough when we first start practicing these deep breathing exercises, especially if you are just recovering from a cold or you tend to have constriction in the lungs from asthma or other conditions, allergies, etc. So just let yourself cough and wait until you can release that and come back to a normal breath before you begin to practice your 3-part breath again. The 3-part breath in and of itself is nurturing in the sense that it helps you start to breathe throughout the whole cavity from the belly all the way up into the torso, and really helps you take in a lot of oxygen. So in and of itself, the 3-part breath can be a really nice practice. But where we're going to go from here in future sessions is to really learn how to take breaths that energize us, and how to take breaths to relax us, and how to take breaths to balance us. So I really look forward to sharing more pranayama with you, and make sure you stay hydrated and breathe deeply.